Hi, Jason. Wolfhound, Bruce of Liddesdale, greatest author of my generation, GAOMG, Apex Human. All of the stuff that I've just discovered was my biological father. I found out the Special Forces, a group that he's attached to that I never knew. And the biggest discovery, though, was that he's a Protestant chaplain. And when I looked up my ancestors, and directly, I descend from Sir Robert Bruce, Lord of Liddesdale, and you can see all of my discoveries, online on, YouTube, on Instagram. I posted them everywhere, Wattpad, and you can see all my discoveries. But seeing the name of my ancestor was changed, from Michener, and it was Best. If you look up 1822, the Wade Plantation, where my ancestor William Hardin Best changed his name to William Best Michener, and that's who I descend from. And then his son was in the Civil War, and my biological father is named after that. But the Best name comes from the Border Reivers, and they're two George Bests that they're all like Protestants. So it's the Protestantism from the Borders and from Ulster all the way to my, Special Forces biological Protestant chaplain father. So it's the Protestantism that really shows like my DNA, why I'm in Ulster and only intermarried with Scots from the Borders and Protestants, and no, Conan O'Brien. That's why Conan O'Brien is 100% Irish Catholic. I'm 100% Norman Scott. And you can see like my ancestors, their names and everything in here, and they fought through Ulster, which is totally different from my maternal line, which is Galbraith and Foljambe, Ferguson, and they all intermarried and lived together in Charleston, South Carolina, with my ancestor George Best that married, Louisa Hardin, which is a border reiver. And they had their son, William Hardin Best. I am not a Michener. I went from Bruce the Best at the Borders in Ulster to Michener. So everybody can follow that. You can see all of my YouTube clips, Instagram clips as I discover this. So, it's been over like 5 years going with that gatekeepers, everybody that's tried to, gaslight me and everything. But YDNA and my mtDNA speaks for itself, so there's nothing to argue or anything like that. I'm just stating who I am and write books about my ancestors, and none of that is illegal. And the amount of gatekeepers and everybody trying to come at me is ridiculous. I mean, this is who I am. There's no going back to Michener or a Best. I'm all Bruce, and I'm writing it here in my trilogies, and everything is connected. Everything I'm telling stories. It's not just on books, dude. It's also auto-telling. It's putting it all online, telling you my story, promoting my books that was driving me. Everybody, Duthchas, your DNA inside you, your ancestors. It's love that drives you. It's E equals MC squared. It's the Duthchas. It's the DNA, the matter, and speed of light. The Duthchas of your ancestors reaches you instantly. And then the outcome is love. It's love. It's love of Robert the Bruce, King Robert the Bruce, and his firstborn son that everybody was gaslighting. The line's dead. I've proved it. I'm alive and well. The Special Forces, biological father also did the DNA on Family Tree DNA, but both of us arrived there separately. When I met him the one time when I was 26 years old, and he told me about my ancestors, and I started taking the journey of writing my ancestors, getting in touch with all of my Duthchas, finding out who I am, which I am today. Something was driving me over 20 years of everybody gaslighting me, everybody, telling me I'm not who I am, but I know who I am. It's ridiculous. So anyway, you can all look up, my Ulster is the Best. That's where my Bruce line comes from. You can see him in 1792, Charleston, South Carolina, and intermarried with my maternal side, with the Foljambe Ferguson. They lived side by side in 1792, Chester, South Carolina. And they went down to his son, the William Best Michener, bought the 650 acre, or inherited all of that land, that plantation, and everybody should do this STR, the whole genome, and it'll tell you who you are. So regardless what anybody says, your DNA, your genome is who you are. And this is who I am. And it doesn't matter if I'm born in America or born in Mars. If they send me out there, my DNA is always Bruce. I'm always Bruce, and from the Old North on my maternal line. Doesn't matter if I'm born in the US or born in Mars or anything, I'm always Bruce. And I'm always going to get in touch with my Duthchas and write about it. Fight anybody that stands in the way of who I am. I'm just writing about my ancestors, sharing their dreams. And any dude that gets in the way of my dreams, I'm going to destroy them physically, mentally, and emotionally. And we know the radio dude, he would show up, you know, coward, but no matter what, I had to get my victory. I'd still be fighting today if I didn't get my victory after cancer and at my age too then. And it's all connected. And then that dude, Rupert Murdoch, dude, fired everybody. I had to figure out a way. I lost everything during the Great Recession, and everybody turned it on me as if I liked losing my $100,000 job, dude, making $100,000 to no money. Sucked. How are you supposed to like pay for anything? Fight to a lawyer, pay them to get your son, dude? Sucked. So anyway, got Rupert Murdoch. Fuck that dude firing everybody during COVID while he made record-breaking profits. I don't know. It's all there. Everybody can see it. And where we're at right now is very dangerous because, you know, the 1% in search engines, the language is controlling the masses. And everybody needs to get in touch with their Duthchas. They need to get their ancestors, write about it, express it. It's our human connection that we need, that separates us from, you know, AI agents just extracting all of our data points to feed to the 1% to delete the 99% poor poverty majority. So anyway, all my DNA is there. I'm gonna go get in touch with my Norman ancestors all over the Mediterranean. Cheers.